What up, y'all? It's the Yungavelle back at it with another video. Hope you guys are doing great. I'm feeling great. Just came back from an amazing performance and vibe at the spot that I perform at in Miami. And yeah, I just wanted to jump right into the second of the 13 virtues that Benjamin Franklin discussed in his autobiography, silence. And boy, we all are familiar with so many sayings about how important silence is. You know, silence is golden. But there's also an aspect of silence that I want to, the silence speaks louder than words, or, you know, stuff like that. But there's also an aspect of silence that I think a lot of people don't really take into account, because I don't think they experience it, to be honest. I'm sipping on my kratom. This is fire. So silence. And if you didn't tune into my first video, the first video was about temperance. And what led me to do this series in the first place was I had a dialogue with my boy about how these virtues, he was speaking in a way where he was saying things like, no, I'm always engaged in industry. Industry is also one of the virtues. And I was like, industry? What do you mean? And it's like, be always employed, and always be employed in some sort of action that's worthwhile. And we started building about how these qualities have almost a presence about them. He spoke of them in terms of like angels, and like a presence, a quality, and when you call on that energy, and when you work with that energy works with you in word and in action. You have access to that, to those, to the qualities, and that energy, the presence, starts to work within you. And as you master those 13, you begin to have access to more and more grace. So it was just a fire discussion. So silence. Now, the reason why I say a lot of people are not familiar with the aspect of silence that I want to talk about is because, you know, we all know the cliches that, you know, a person, the silent one is often the one that is the strongest in the room, and stuff like that. That whole energy of just being silent, it definitely has a certain connotation to it that's pretty dope. It's pretty fire, nice and steady with your energy and stuff like that. But silence is a space. Silence is a space that is the first level. It's like it's a plane. It's a plane, like a mental, not, it's like a mental, like a plane of existence, like a plane of experience. I'll say that, like a plane of experience where you get to silence, and then now once you're in that plane, that's when the real downloads and the access and the experiences start to happen, when we're talking about spiritual phenomenon. Because I don't know if you guys have done mushrooms, but there's an experience during the mushroom experience where you start to be able to sense, but you can sense within that silence. It's like the silence starts to have a quality about it, where you start to pick up more and more information that you weren't available while you weren't privy to while you were talking, or while your mental mind was going on over and over. You have to be in that silence first to access that information. And you know, there's been experiences where that silence comes upon you. You know, I call it the shroom silence. It comes upon you, and it's a thick quality of silence. And you know, I've been brought to my knees just off the presence alone of silence. Just like, wow, everything I'm in a divine space right now. Like, talking about, you start to perceive that everything around you is sacred, you know, because a lot of those experiences happen in nature. So you start to realize, like, oh snap, there's a field of information that I only tune into when I'm super silent. And when I tune into that field of information, something about my beingness expands. where I'm able to access and pull information that I wasn't even aware existed before. And this information, like I said, is so powerful. These feelings are so powerful that sometimes all you can do is just like, man, I should probably bow down right now. I should probably get on my knees and touch my head to the ground, because that quality of that silence is the first step. You know, they say God exists in the silence, like speaks to you in the silence. And, you know, I definitely feel that to be true, especially when you've had those experiences like that, where once you hit that silence, it's almost like, and then all of a sudden you're like, okay, it's like you sense that frequency, and your vibration starts to rise, and you're like, okay, my vibration is raising, God is here, like I'm picking up that presence. And it's a feeling. It's a feeling. You pick that up, you're in tune with it. So silence is not just those normal connotations that we hear about being steady in conflict and holding, the silent one in the room is often the strongest one and all that. More said in silence than in word. There's also a quality to the silence that I would advise you to take time and be silent and go within and feel that quality. Just listen. I'm telling you that if you stay in the silence for long enough, you're gonna start, your consciousness is just gonna, it's gonna naturally start to expand. And that's gonna be of benefit to you, because accessing information that you not are normally privy to, especially spiritual information, definitely deepens your sense of presence. And that's definitely something worth assimilating into your character, into your daily experience. And I definitely vibe and appreciate that this was one of Benjamin Franklin's virtues. And yeah, I just wanted to give that twist on silence, not just the regular aspects of silence that we normally know. You know, the silence has a quality, and it is the first step, in my opinion. It's the first step to accessing that information and that dialogue with God and the spiritual platform. So, like I always say, guys, if you got anything from this video, make sure to share it, like it, comment, subscribe, hit that like button, smash that like button so the YouTube algorithm could put me out there, because I got more amazing stuff on the way. And you know, I believe in my stuff, and I know you guys vibe with it, and I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. We got a lot of growth. Oh my gosh, we got so much ahead of us. The future is bright, y'all. So check the link in my descriptions. The links in my description. I got the merch, Awakened Alpha merch. I got my music project. I got more music on the way. Drop any video ideas that you guys have that you want me to expand and talk about. And like I always say, guys, until next time, remember, a greater perspective can lead to a greater connection. Peace.